everybody, Don Murray here with your TV and Severe Weather Recap. It is Tuesday, June 9th, 2015. Quite an active day we had yesterday for our Monday. We're taking a look here across parts of the eastern portions of the country. You see we had all this activity here from parts of the lower Great Lakes and even extending further to the east here across parts of the Northeast. We even had some of this activity extend further to the south here across parts of the Tennessee Valley. So let's go ahead and get into it and see where all the active weather occurred. So first we're going to zoom in here into the Northeast, where we had a couple of tornado warnings yesterday, especially here across parts of central Pennsylvania. You can see a lot of this wind damage reports here from central Pennsylvania extending eastward through portions of east central Pennsylvania. So let's zoom in even closer and take a look at some of these reports. You see we have a lot of these large hail detections here between 1 and 1 3/4 inch hail detections, and you see we have one potent hailstorm here that continued to push to the south and east just to the west of Allentown, where we had some wind damage reports here. One area I did want to focus in on was just to the north of Shoemakersville. We had a wind damage report here in Hamburg, but we had some video come out yesterday. Reed Timmer was out chasing in this area, and you can see some of this video. Look at the structure on some of these storms. A pretty impressive storm. A lot of wind damage occurred with these storms as they moved through parts of the Northeast yesterday. So I get some pretty impressive video here, some great shots coming from Reed Timmer as he was out there chasing yesterday. So you see some of the activity here across parts of Pennsylvania. Moving even further to the south here, we had some other wind damage reports here across parts of northern Virginia and into Maryland. We had some wind damage, mainly trees and power line issues. And then moving further to the south here across parts of the Tennessee Valley, we also had some other severe weather here across parts of Tennessee, stretching down to parts of Mississippi and even extending a little further to the east across parts of Alabama, and even Georgia got on the act with some wind damage as that line continued to move across parts of northwestern Georgia. You see around here, around Chattanooga, we have several wind damage reports noted there. Taking a look around the Nashville area, you can see some very large hail detections, especially north and west of the city. You see we have one spotter report here of 1.5 inch diameter, but you can see a lot of these other large hail detections here between 1 and 2 1/4 inch hail detections just to the northwest of Nashville. Moving further to, let's go up here to the lower Great Lakes, where it was also another active day, especially around the Chicagoland area. You see a lot of these hail detections in and around the city of Chicago between 3/4 and 1 inch. You see a spotter report here of 3/4 inch hail, and you also see a 1 inch spotter report here just northwest of the city of Chicago. And you see some of these other spotter reports here between 1/4 and 1/2 inch. But you can see, definitely see it was a very active day around the Chicago area. And these line of thunderstorms continue to move to the south and east into northwestern Indiana, very active around Gary. You can see some of these large hail detections around the city of Gary. And we also had some other hail activity just to the west of South Bend, where we had some larger hail reports. You see we have a 1 inch spotter hail report here just west of South Bend. Now, one interesting event that occurred yesterday was here across parts of the Southwest. Looking into New Mexico, we had one very interesting hailstorm here across parts of central New Mexico. It looks like it tracked to the south and east. Now let's zoom into this spotter report here in Wagon Mound. See, we have a 1 inch spotter hail report there, but this one is really interesting. You see right here, penny to quarter size hail accumulated up to 1 foot deep. And we actually have a picture of this. This was on the National Weather Service Albuquerque's Twitter page. We were going to pull this up here, and look at that. We actually had to have a plow this hail off the road. That's how much this hail accumulated. So definitely a pretty active day yesterday across parts of the lower 48. Let's go ahead and close that out and give one more view overall. So you can see we had that one interesting event here in parts of the Southwest and New Mexico, and then we had the other activity here across parts of the lower Great Lakes, and then the severe weather activity across parts of the east. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the severe weather outlook, see what we can expect for today and what we have expected for tomorrow. Okay, so taking a look at the severe weather outlook for today, we are going to have some severe weather breakout here across parts of the upper Midwest. Probably here from southeastern South Dakota, extending further to the north and east across parts of Minnesota, and even here across parts of western Wisconsin and the western portion of the upper peninsula of Michigan. Could get in on the act of some damaging thunderstorms this afternoon. Large hail, damaging winds, the main threats there. Moving further to the east across parts of the Northeast, we already currently have some severe thunderstorms occurring. We have a line of severe thunderstorms moving across eastern New York State, pushing to the north and east across parts of Vermont and New Hampshire. Primary threat here is going to be damaging winds. And then moving further to the south, we also have some other areas of scattered severe thunderstorms across parts of the south, extending from parts of southern Mississippi, moving across parts of southern Alabama, and even into parts of Georgia, where we currently do have severe thunderstorm warnings in progress right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we can expect for our severe weather outlook on our Wednesday. Now, the primary severe weather threat is going to be here across parts of the Central Plains from southeastern Wyoming extending into parts of central Nebraska. That's probably going to where we see the most severe thunderstorms tomorrow. However, there could be some other isolated severe weather events from parts of the central Midwest, from Iowa extending east, just south of Chicago, the greatest risk of severe weather tomorrow, and across parts of northern Indiana and extending as far east as western Ohio, and maybe even extreme lower Michigan could get in on the act tomorrow with some isolated severe thunderstorms. So thanks for watching this TVN Severe Weather Outlook. We'll be posting another one with severe weather events that occurred today. We'll be posting an outlook and taking a look at what happened today. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to check out Storm Chaser streaming live at tvnweather.com/live. Or if you're on the go, you can watch live Storm Chaser streaming on your mobile device by downloading the TVN Weather app on your Android or iOS device.